Yeah, fellow colleagues, this is another tutorial for the project. What you are seeing on my screen is project 2. This video is for project 3 and maybe 4 in addition. But I'll try and then it's either I combine them or maybe I'll try and separate them. But if I'm combining them, then this video is for project 3 and 4. So let me say it like that. So we are doing for project 3 and 4. Now, this is the second one that we all did. So I think by now, some of you got something like what is on my screen uh, for the data. Now let's move to the instructions for project 3. So we so this one it is about the what uh, President Naledi wants to see. Okay, so he wants to see the key points of the survey results so that to understand the overall status of water access in Maji Ndogo. Know how many people are affected by water access challenges in Maji Ndogo and what those challenges are. Know how much money we will need to complete the upgrade and where that money needs to be spent. Understand this data on national level and provincial level. So this is basically what we are going to do the visuals for. If you use this user story as a blueprint to create a page in the report for personality, we can create visuals for each of her concerns. Doing this automatically answers the why do we need the visual question. So you see that they have tried to expand it. I want to see key points of the survey, and these are the details. We should summarize population. So this is exactly what we will be doing under the first one, then the second one like that. So they have written everything here. Uh, so good. So we are going to build the first page together and have the honor of wrapping up the rest of the pages. Let's start at the top with personalities page. If we look back at the story, we see three components: population or water breakdown, what do we need to do, and how much will it cost? Let's split our dashboard into three components, but also reserve some space for slices somewhere and reserve some space for the big idea result that are linked to the purpose. How much do we need to spend in margin logo and what will that money do? So this is the page, how the outline should look like. Okay, this is how the outline should look like. So with mine, I try to use the data. So this is the data. So uh, I would use project 2 for it, but then so I'll save it as, let's say, project 3 tutorial. So I'll save it in my document. So it means that now whatever I do to this, I change, it doesn't affect my project 2. It will rather affect the new name. Okay, so when I go and open project 2, I will still have the same thing. So I'm trying to delete everything. Let me delete the pages rather. So you click on the multiple sign at the top or the times icon. So you click on it and it will delete the whole thing. Right. So let me try and then delete these ones. Okay. All right. So we have the data because of the data. That's why. Other than that, we could have just imported the data again. But if you don't want to go and import it again, we just leave it like this so that our data model, this one, will get everything that we did to it will all be intact. So let's move on. So we want to create a page similar to this. So I think we have three rectangles and then there's a control here and then here, right? So I will come to insert, then I'll create a rectangle. I'll put it somewhere here. Uh, so I extend it. Sorry. Yes. Then I copy and paste. So I copy and paste to get another one. Uh, Let me increase the size a little bit. Yeah. So copy and paste by pressing. So you select, you press Control C and then Control V. So Control, you hold Control and press C, and then hold Control and press V, and it will get a copy for you. So that is why how I got the copy. So Control C and Control V, I get another copy. Okay. So yes. Now I'll get another copy, but this time around I'll reduce it to this size. Alright. So this one, however you do it, it depends on you. You are making it look nice. Right. So I would want to select all of them by pressing Control and clicking all of them. And then I'll come to style. Okay. I don't want the blue. I want something a little bit darker like this. And then I'll put it transparency to somewhere like this. Or I can just leave it like that. I shouldn't leave any transparency. Okay. And so we are supposed to put some things on it. You see? So we are going to put all these things on it to know that this one will occupy this place, this data will occupy this place. So doing it, we will have, let me use the text box. All right. So the text box, when you use the dotted uh, there's a box at the top with some dots. You click and then drag it and it will work. Yeah, I had some challenges with it in the beginning. So number of people affected per source. Number of people affected per source at national at national, rural, or urban. So all these things, if you're a data analyst, they are expecting you to draw your outline and then put in these things to show that this is coming here, this is coming there. Since we are not going to create our own outline or our own where the data that it should contain, the visual should contain, they are going to give it to us. I don't need to waste my time putting in all these text boxes to waste a lot of time. So I'll just look at their outline and then be placing it on my dashboard. So he said I group similar things in boxes and the three different boxes tell a story. Okay. Now uh so go ahead, create a new visuals page, national. So we are going to create a visuals page called national. Split it up like mine if you want. Create a title and start adding visuals. Also add a slicer to the control section so that we can select provinces. So the slicer will be provinces. So let me try and then put the name of the visual here. So I'll write just Maji Ndogo. Says Maji Ndogo what? Water National Water Survey results. Maji Ndogo National Water Survey reports. So I have this. Let me remove. So when you select the shapes, you see that the one you put on it has vanished. It is still there, just that because you have selected this has come into focus and that one is off. So you click any empty space, make sure that you click in between so that you can have it visible. So I want to make this there's a background. I will try and then remove the background. That is this one. So I select this and then effect. I remove the background and then I make sure that the the text is white. So here, wait. So I select them and make it white and then select margin logo because I want it to be bigger. Oh, all right. So make it bold and then I increase the size, the font size. Great. So I think 32 will do. Right. Right. So this one looks good. Looks good. So we will put the slicer. So slicer will come. Sorry, this one is not slicer. Okay, slicer. Then we put in the location, that is the provinces. Then the slicer, we make it tile instead of list. We make it tile. Then we extend this so that it will show everything. Right. Then I place it somewhere here. Good. Good. So I will remove the background of the tile so that it will be consistent. Effect background off so that it will be left with the tile alone. Right. Great. So I'll try them. Let it be aligned with. Okay. Okay. I think it's okay. Right. I think this is okay. Okay. So from there we need says page controls province selector. Okay. So I'll try and then divide here and here so that uh, it will look more. Let me see if I can turn this. So let me rotate it. Let me rotate it to 90. Right. So now I've rotated it. I wanted it to stay vertical. Like this. Let me reduce the size. Alright, so I want to place it somewhere here. And then make sure that the the outline is white. This is fill. I want border. Okay, so border is white. Then I copy and paste. Then I'll put that one to here, somewhere here. Make sure that they are aligned nicely. Good. So that some of the data will be here. Right. If we have to move it, I will move it. But for now, I think that is it. So we have added them. All right. Create. He said we should create a national page. We have labeled it national. Okay, let's label it first. So national, 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 and we split it up like mine. Okay, create a title. We have and start adding visuals. Also add a slicer. So we have done that. Now I also added a map. So now when we select province in the slicer, the map highlight. So we have to add a map. Yes, I believe you can remember how we added maps the other time. So we go, I think the map, we add province to, I think the location. Then we go to this side, map settings, custom, and then we click on the browse. So we are looking for a JSON file. In my case, my JSON file is this provinces. So I import it. So I select it. All right. Then I'll go to this page again. The color saturation, I think the color saturation should be, they didn't indicate color saturation. Okay, let me use the province here. Okay, and then the province in the legends. Good. Province. So the location is province, and I want to remove all these things. So this is the legend and this is the title. So I'll remove legend and title. So remove legend, and then I'll remove title of it. Right. Then reduce it. I want to place it somewhere at this corner. Right. Right. Good. Then I want to remove the background. Let's see if you can remove the background. I don't know whether it has a background effects. Right. So I off it. Good. I'm doing this so that everything will look natural on the color background I've given them. So this one, when you select, it will be highlighted, right? Right. So looking at this, we can add the various visuals that they have added. Looking at this visual, we have rural and urban as against, I think, uh, this one will be against, we are looking at, is it a population? So who are we doing this for and where are they? What do we need this, what will this cost? So I think one of them is the cost. I think this 5 million. Let's try it and see. So we have rural and urban. So we are going to add this graph, something like this. Is it this? So we know that the province will come, and then we'll have okay. Let me see. Number of improvements. Let's use the number of improvements count. It's not working. All right. So let's move to um, so what did they say this space will even contain? Mm, number of people affected. Oh, okay. Okay. So number of people. Instead of this, we will use number of people in the water source table. Oh, okay. Sorry. I've selected something in the map. Um, so this is wait. Let me select. It is count. It is count of number of, no. We want sum, right? So that is this one. Sorry, this one is okay. So we want urban and rural, and that is location type in the legend. So this is not the right graph. We need this, not this one. So the clustered one. All right, I think this one is cool. Right. So we'll have our, yeah, I think 5 million is the highest. Two of them are almost the same. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm correct. Okay, I think everything is cool. It's the same thing. So remove the title from there. Uh, Title out because of the space. Right. So we have that. All right. So I make sure that I get something like this. Good. I need to remove the x-axis and the y-axis. So I come to visual, the value, sorry, not the values, but rather the title. So off. Then the y-axis, the x-axis, this is the title, sum of number. I want to remove it. So I click on the x-axis and come to title there. So that is off. Good. Let's move to the next one. The next one says the rivers, the water type, okay, and then the population. All right. So that one too is the same thing. It looks like the first one with clustered column charts. So we select location type in the y-axis. Is it location type? No, sorry, it's not location type, but rather we go to water source, type of water source here, and then population, number of people served, and then we also show whether it is urban or rural. So that is location type in the legend. Good. Um, Sorry. Every day I do count of number of people, so it should be the sum of people, not count of number of people. So sum. So that one is also showing us this, just that they are arrangement. The river is at the top, so you see the one with the longest is the share tab with the rural population. Yeah, the share tab. They are more. And so we need to remove the title and the y-axis title. So the main title and then the y-axis title and the legend. So that this will be written as population. So let's label the x-axis by clicking here, naming it as um, population, and then we go here, then we remove legend, we remove x-axis title, and then we remove our title by going to general, remove the title. Great. So we have this one too here. Good. So right, fits. Let's move to the next. So we have improvement, number of improvements. So we'll count improvement from the y-axis and then province name. So count. So we choose this visual. Count improvement. Improvement is under project progress. So count improvement on the y-axis. Sorry, the y-axis. So it already counts. And then province on the x-axis. Right. So I'll come and put it here. Now we are labeling the title as number of improvement at the top. Then yeah, so the title will be labeled as number of improvements. Okay. Then on the y-axis, sorry, go here and label this number of improvements. Good. Now it looks nice. So I think Kawani has the longest. That is, it is past 6K. Yeah, DS to the same. I am not concerned about the colors for now. We could have used different colors so that it will match with, or we will use different colors to make the thing nicer. Yeah, so let's move to the next one. And these are the improvement type. And then I think the improvement type and the number of them. Okay, so let's choose that, this one. So improvements, where is it? So improvements on the y-axis and then its number in the x-axis. I don't know if I'm correct. Good. All right. So it's supposed to be like this, but then it doesn't look like that here. Great. So let's move on. Then it says, do you notice that your improvement column chart has more categories than mine? Yes. So we have more categories. You have install 1, install 7. So it is not the same as what is here. So I use a bit of that to aggregate all of the install 1 to 8 tabs values into one called install public whatever and shortened diagnose local infrastructure to. Do you see the star in install public task star? It is because the meaning of this category isn't quite the same now that we've aggregated it. What does a value of 3696 for install public task mean? You should add a short note explaining it somewhere nearby or use a tooltip. Okay. Uh, so what does the value 3696 for install this mean? Let's first of all take uh, the DAX formula. So we want to look at aggregated improvements. So what is going to happen is that it's going to look at if the project progress improvement is diagnose local infrastructure, you should put repair infrastructure. If it is uh, if it contains a string, which we will put here. So let me first of all copy this. This is going to be a column because it is going to put text inside columns. So we go to our table view and then we look for, is it water project progress? Good. Here is improvement. So we will add a column by clicking on here. Good. Then we put the column, the formula there. So it says if contain string is going to look at the improvements. What kind of string does it contain? Okay, so if it contains a string, which string are we going to put here? So this is going to be like it's going to be like hold on, I'm coming. So uh, so what it says here is that, look here, you see that install public tabs will replace all the install 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Make sure that you don't look for install UV, no, or install RO. So how do we search for only that one? So those ones, this is how they are written. Let me see if I can see it in the table. Good. So we have install two tabs nearby, tabs nearby. So I'll try and then put in something like a wildcard. So I'm going to have something like tabs nearby. Okay. Then what should it start with? Anything. But then it should contain tabs nearby. The rest doesn't contain tabs nearby. Then you should put in this. So that is it for this one. Then I click OK. Good. So you see that it says if it is this, if repair infrastructure, any other thing, you should put this. So any other thing, it will put that thing there back. But then when we check our aggregated improvements at this part, you see these ones are replaced by this. Okay, they are all replaced by that. Good. So now instead of using this for our graph, the improvement, we'll use aggregated improvement here. So sorry, sorry. It was improvement here. Then aggregated will be on this side. Oh, aggregated. Good. So this is how it should look like. So aggregated improvement on the y-axis, and it will count the improvement for us. So okay, so you see install RO is the highest, RO filter, and then infrastructure and the rest. So let's see if you all get these numbers there. Okay, so we go to, so make sure you have selected it, then go to this side. we look at data labels. Good. So we on it. Then since theirs is inside, we also put ours inside. So position here is auto. We will do inside end. Good. So it looks similar to this. So you see 7.1K, 5.9K, 5.4. So everything is cool as at this time. Great. So let's remove the title. So I go to general and remove title. Right. And then I'll remove Y, X and Y titles. X and Y axis, they are titles. So I'll remove that. And then this one to remove the title. Good. Now it looks like I've done everything here. Good. So far so good. So far so good. So when you select something like Sokoto here, you see everything is working. So I don't want this to cover that. So I'll try and then squeeze it. Then I'll move it. Good. I think they are supposed to be squeezed a little. Right. Alright. So at this juncture, you should save your work so that even if anything happens, you will not lose it. So you press Ctrl S to save it. Right. So up to this point, we only used our data as is. To make more impactful visuals, we need to do some calculations and summary. So up to this point, we haven't really done some calculations. Let's start off with the budget. No surprise, this improvement will cost a lot of money. To make sure we are spending it wisely, we will create a budget. So we are going to create a budget. The project managers added an infrastructure cost table that has an estimate of what it will cost to make that repair. For each improvement in infrastructure cost, there is a cost of improving a water source in US dollars. For example, to improve our river source, we have to drill well, which will cost $8,500. Our project planners thought through the cost a bit more and realized that rural water sources are much harder to improve than urban ones. So they suggested that we add 50% to the cost of any rural sources improvement budget. So we need to increase the budgeted improvement cost by 50%. We'll call that rural adjusted cost. Rural adjusted cost. So create a new column called rural adjusted cost and calculate the increased budget for each of the improvements. So this is the calculation. So I'll copy it and go to the infrastructure. So go to the table view, go to infrastructure costs. So here you see that you don't see anything here. It is below it, okay? So we can decide to remove empty rows. So let's see. We go to sorry. Let's go to transform data and see if we can remove the empty rows. Good. So infrastructure cost is already selected. Good. So you see here, it doesn't start from the bottom, it starts from the top. So we go to remove rows, remove blank rows. Good. So that looks nice. Then we go to here, this side, close and apply. So we apply it. Good. So we want to add that column. If you want to add that column, then let's go to new column here. And then in the formula bar, we paste this. This is going to look at the unit costs column and multiply it by 1.5. This 1.5 simply means we are adding 50%. In mathematics, one whole or one is like 100%. Okay, so when we say one, it is like 100%. So decimals are also what? Percentages. We can express decimals as percentages. So if we add 50% to 100%, we get what? 150%, and that is what they have represented as 1.5. So instead of doing this this amount, we find 50% of it, that is 50 over 100, which is 0.5 times this. Then after that amount, we add it to the cost again. They have done it simple like this for you. So that is the formula. So I click to add it. Right, right, okay. Good. So next up, budgeted improvement costs. Now that we know the cost of each improvement, let's update the project progress table with a new column that calculates the cost of each improvement based on the type of improvement and whether it is rural or not. So create a DAX formula that looks at the improvement in the project progress table and either fetches the unit cost table, the unit cost value if the source is in a town, or fetches rural adjusted cost if the source is in a rural area. Okay, so Dalila is letting go of your hand now. This is what I use, but I added some blank. So this is what we use in the project progress. So what is going to do is that the project progress is going to, the formula is going to look into this table and then check if, let me go to the project progress. So in the project progress, for instance, it will check if the town is, so here, it will check in this, if it is rural, it will come to this part and then go to this column, the rural column, and fetch the cost. But the cost depends whether the this this one, the source type is a well or a tap water or whatever. So when it sees that it is well, sorry. So when it comes here, it will look for the improvement table. So when it sees that it is install RO filter, it will go here, install RO filter, this, and this one is for when it is not uh, when it is not a rural, okay, and this is when it is rural. So it will check if it is rural or not. When it is rural, it will look at this table and compare with the improvement, which type of improvement. When it is not rural, it will look at, it will take the cost here rather. So that is exactly what we are doing here. Okay, so if this is that, then we do this. Okay, if this is equal to blank, whichever blank it is, then we do this, else we do the opposite. So what are we talking about? Um, Good. So this one is going to be our new measure. So it is not for column. So new measure, I click on new measure and then I paste that formula here. So we are going to change the blank. Project progress. What are we comparing to what? So what they explain to us, we are looking if it is rural, okay? So what is rural? We are looking at the town column. So put the town in project progress. So this is project progress table, town. We are looking if the town is what? Rural. So we type rural, right? Then infrastructure, this, if that is it, then we go to infrastructure and take the rural side. If not, we will take the unit cost side, okay? So this blank and this blank are telling you that, you see, this is project progress. That started. We started with project progress, and that is where we are looking at. But then we came into infrastructure column to do something. So it means we will use related so that it will link it, or it will look at the linking and use it for the calculation. So related here, and I'll use related here too. Good. So okay. So if this is equal to rural, then this rural adjusted cost, else unit cost. I think that is it. It's not supposed to give me red. Why it is giving me red? So let me copy it and then check out something. Let me check the relationship infrastructure cost. So infrastructure cost and I'm coming. Let me delete the model from it. It is worrying me. So let me remove it. I'm removing the. So let's link it. Infrastructure cost is having, okay, okay. Do we need to link it? I think infrastructure cost will link the project progress. Okay, so we link it to the project progress. So I'll click on it, right click, go to manage relationship, new relationship, and then I'll select infrastructure costs. I'll select the improvements column, then come to project progress. I'll select the improvement. So already it has selected. So that is one to many. Then I'll click on save. Great. So close it. Now I have the link. So I can go back And then what was I doing? So I come here to project progress, and then I'll paste my measure. So I click on new measure, and then I paste my measure there. So this time around it should work. So related infrastructure costs. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me go there and refresh things and see. Okay, let's see. Maybe we did something wrong somewhere. Um, Let me delete it again. So, okay. Rural adjusted cost. Yeah, it is the same thing. I thought maybe I've misspelled it. So measure. So I paste it. Related. Hmm. Everything is intact. I don't know why it is still giving me red. I think the relationship hasn't taken effect. Let me still check. I don't know why it is not working. Is it one to many? So this is one to many. Okay. Let me refresh. All right. Some people in the group have made me ah or have drawn my attention to it that even I'm rather working with measure instead of uh, a column. So this formula is for column. That is why it is giving us errors. So let's add the column to this one. Right. So I'll add it here. Good. Now it should work. Perfect. Uh, all thanks to Gigi and Sam on the page. Yes, so this is the budget improvement cost. Let's move on. The next column we will need to create is basic water access. How will we know if we succeeded in the project? Okay, so this is something that was explaining whether the water is basic or is uh, we have other service level or something like that. So our interest is whether it is basic or not basic. Good. So that was what they explained here. So rivers are not improved sources, so they are not included. So we don't add rivers. Then wells are improved only if they are clean. So if wells are clean, then they are improved. So all contaminated wells are excluded. So we should know that when we want to see that it is basic, then it should have clean well and rivers are not part. And also public taps are improved sources, but only if the queue time is what? 30 minutes. So public with public taps or the shared taps, it should be less than 30 minutes for us to say it is basic. Then broken infrastructure tasks are not basic because they do not work. So broken infrastructure tasks are not basic. And then all tasks installed in homes are at least basic. They are actually safely managed. So all tap in home are basic. So there is a formula for this. I think from here they gave us a formula. I don't want to read all these things. Um, so it says, so we break it into three steps. Classify sources as basic water, basic access or below basic access in a new column. Which table should we use? So we want to classify whether the water is what basic or below basic, and which column are we using? Okay. Once we have that, we can sum up all of the people using a basic water source divided by the total population. So I think the good. The formula is here, basic water access. All right. So we which table are we going to use to classify if it is basic or not? So I think that one using the water source will be helpful. So because that is where the water sources are. All right. So I will add a new column. Great. Then I will have this. So if we have 2 and So it checks if the water source is well and if it is clean. So we check if water source is well. So we go type of water source equals well, all right, or it is what? It is clean. Right, the cleanness, clean, whether it is, the water source is clean or not, or contaminated, it is not in this column. It can be found in the well pollution. So we use related. So related, then we go to well pollution, results equals clean, clean, right? So this is the first one. Let me indent it. So if it is well, it, and also when it is clean. Oh, sorry, let me close this. So when it is well and clean, then we say basic access. Other than that, if it is, so this one checks if the water source is a tap inside the home. So if type of water source is equal to tap in home. With tap in home, there is no other condition. So if it is tap in home, then it is basic access. And the last one, it says checks if the water source is a shared tap and the average queue time is less than 30 minutes. So we check if the water source, okay, let me delete the comment so that things will be clear here. All right, so this is end, checks if water source, let's say, let me copy it, this thing, if this is equal to share tab and also the time is less than 30 minutes. And where can we find the time? The time can be found where? So the average time can be found, I think, in the visits table. In the visit table, we can find time in queue. All right, time in queue. So that will be uh, time. So that will be related. Related. I want the intelligence to come so that I'll know if I'm typing the correct formula. So let me delete all the comments here that is making my work so difficult. Let me delete this. Let me delete that. This is end, so 2. Then this is under if statements. So I think, yeah, so this is the first statement, and that is also starting with an if statement. Then we come here, this is that, then we say basic access else. So there's an else here. This is we'll have an if statement again, then we have end. This end will end here. So let's say uh, there's something wrong somewhere. That's why I'm not getting this well. Alright. Okay. So related, let's say visits. So visits, we will have time in queue, right? So time in queue. Okay. So this if statement, else it closes here, and the next one also closes here. Okay. I think I've misspelled something somewhere here. Type of photo source. Oh, okay. So tapping home, there's a quotation here. So I'll have this, and also related should be closed here. Visits related time in queue. Okay. The first if, second, and third. Alright. I don't know why time in queue is giving me error. Time in queue. Okay. It should be related. Interesting. Okay. So finding that it will be problematic because visit, you know that the time in queue, this visit, the time in queue is related to some IDs, okay? And we are also looking at its corresponding water source, okay, in the type in the water source table. So we already know that in the visit table there are repeated IDs. So it means one source can have different what's the name, different time or queuing time. So what we are going to do is that if one source is repeating, then we can have its time in queue, all of them together, and find the average. So for us to achieve that, I think we have to go to uh, we have to find the let me let me do this. Let me copy this so that later I'll paste it. So let me delete the column. Okay, let it be there. You let's move to let's add a column. We are adding a column, not a measure. So let's add a column. We want to find the average because in water source each ID is unique. So that one we can find the average for each of them. So let's say average average time in queue. So average time in queue will be the average of time in queue in the visit table. I think that should work. Interesting. Um, so we are going to do this. Let's use calculate and see. Calculate, we are going to find the average and with a filter we are going to look at where or we should group by. I don't know whether group by is what will work. Group by source ID. I don't know whether this one will work. I don't think so. Okay, so let's do this. This is the average, then we filter. So we are filtering where the source ID, this one is equal to that. So visits, filter visits, where visits source ID, or I should do where visit is equal to visit count. Visit count is equal to 1. Let me see if this one will work. No, I don't think that one works. So let's use what we use in SQL. So where visit count, visit source ID is equal to um, it's equal to our source ID here. That is water source ID. Yeah, I think this one worked. So average worked. So where the source ID, this one is equal to that, then we find the average of those ones, right? So we are just looking at the visits and comparing it to water source ID. So to look at water source ID, this ID, and then compare with all the IDs that are similar to the visits ID, and then find the average of that and put it there. Go to the next, find all of them, and put it there. So I think that is it. So now we can go back to what we were doing, basic access, this one. So basic access, we are saying that we are going to do this where the average, so this time around the average is within our table, so we'll use average time in queue. So where average time in queue is less than 30, so we are using this one in the table, so that we now see when the type of water source is well and clean. That's why we use the end function. So they are in between the end function, this and that. Let me do it, format it nicely so that you see what is happening. So this and that, they are all in the end function. And if this is true, then you should say basic access. Else, you should pick another if statement and then check if it is what, tapping home. If it's tapping home, then it's basic access. They explain it in the this one here. They explain it somewhere here. Yeah, here. So it says if it is share tab and less than 30, you should say basic access. Any other thing should be below basic access. So that is it for this particular one. So I accept, I commit it. So I've committed it and this is what I have. Good. Now, all right, I think it was even stated here, the average queuing time. Right, right. So they explain everything here and we have done it. So you first find the average queue time. So, and a last, sorry, okay, now the final step is to create a new measure that calculate the basic water access level as the number of people who have basic access to water divided by the total number of people in Maji Ndogo. Remember to format this as a percentage and show no decimals. So this one they say we should do what? Create a measure that calculate the basic water access level as the number of people who have basic access to water divided by the total number of people in Maji Ndogo. So we want to look for, so let's create a measure. So that one, I think they have a name. We give it a name. Okay, so I'll do PCT. So let me do PCT basic access. So percentage basic access. So we look at if if basic access, sorry, so we want to sum. Okay, so let me use calculate it. No, calculate, will it work? Let me use calculate and see. So I'll sum all the number of people served, and water source, number of people served here. I'll sum them. All right. Number of people served, and then a filter. I'll filter basic water access. So that is in this table. That is water source. Then I'll filter where basic access is equal to basic access. If that is the case, okay, so you should sum them. I think you should be able to do that. But then they said we should divide by total. So if this whole thing is giving me the sum of those basic access, then I'll divide by total population. Okay, total population. But I haven't calculated for total population, so it means that I have to calculate for total population. Total population should be, let me see if they say something about it. Okay, they didn't talk about it here. So I will calculate the total population by adding a new measure. So I'll have total population. And that would be, total population will be the sum of all the number of people okay, good. So now I can go to my previous measure, that is the other measure, where is it? Percentage basic access. So I'll now divide it by total population. So total population. So divided by total population. Then I will do. So this will give us a decimal where at the end of the day. So let's check. Let's check. So I'll add. All right. So I'll add a visual. I'll add a visual card. Yeah, card. Then add percentage basic access, the one I just created to see what is happening. So I've seen 0. Um, so it says if you think about this, we want that number to be 0 once we are all done, right? Oh no, not this one. Uh, okay, sorry. So after doing that, I have to change it to percentage. So I'll come to call out value. No, not here. Let me go to general data format and then format it in percentage. Good. So that is what I'll get. And they said we should leave it in one decimal place. So 0. Yeah. They said there shouldn't be any. They said remember to format this and show no decimals. Yeah. So and last step, the basic access percentage tells us how many people have access to basic water services. But we might also need the percentage of people who don't have access to basic water too. If you think about this, we want that number to be 0 once we are all done, right? Okay, so now we have calculated two things. How much will all of these upgrades cost? And what will be the impact? So if basic water access has been calculated like this, then what would be the one without basic water access or those with no basic water access? So I want to so percentage so it means without basic access it will be the same formula, but then you will change this. So I'll copy it and add a new measure and then paste it and then use percentage basic no basic access no basic access and then we'll write below basic below below basic access, right? So when we go here and then we add a card, so I add a card to verify no basic access is 66%, because when I change this to uh, so I change this to percentage, it is going to show 66 point something something percent. So let me keep it somewhere here. Yeah, maybe I'll reference it. All right, so the next one, um, we have calculated these two, and now in the third block, we want to give the president all of the financial information she will need to make decisions. So the third block that they are talking about is this one here. So she will want to understand the cost at provincial level and also understand what the different improvement costs are. Since President Aziza will have to send the local provinces some funds, we really have to give her numbers too. So we will create a budget table. The downside is that tables struggle to show a part of a whole story. Let's visualize the budget too. Add budget tables that have the breakdown of cost per province and per improvement type. So we are adding a budget table that's cost per province. So cost per province. So let me put this one here. Then add a table from the visualization pane. I'll add a table. So he said budget. Now where's my budget? Good. This is budgeted improvement. This is aggregated improvement. Okay. Budgeted improvements. Good. Then per province, I'll go to location and select province. Good. Now it says what? Add budget table that have breakdown of cost per province and per improvement type. So they said table, so it means we are adding another table. This one is per province, and then the other one will be per improvement type. So I'll add another table, add budgets, and then the improvement is here. I think we will take the aggregated improvements. All right. Other than that, let's add the improvement. They didn't really specify that we should use the so so that we know the specific improvements. Okay. Right. So doesn't fit into that block well, does it? Instead of trying to cram all of the information into the table, let's make a bookmark. We can make a button that will toggle between the province and improvement tables. This way, the user can choose which data to focus on. So we are going to create a bookmark. So first of all, I'll place this one somewhere here and then try to place. So I'll let me change this table, the column name. So the column, okay. I want to change the name to um, column headers. No, not this one. Okay, let me change this to budgets so that the column will look smaller. And then this one to the same thing. Budgets. Alright. Excuse me. So let's try and then increase the size a little bit. So values, let's increase the size a little. So if the values are 12, then the title should also have the headers, column headers should also have 12. Great. Then I can bold the headers and then I can shift this a little. So this one, to let's increase the headers to 12, and then the values to 12. All right, so that is it for this one. They want us to add some buttons. So you will download this, you click and then download. I have downloaded it, so no need to download it again. Okay. Um, Hello. Okay. So we will create two bookmarks, province and improvement. For the province bookmark, we will hide the improvement table, and for improvement, we will. So for province bookmark, we will hide the improvement table, and for improvement, we will hide the province table. And we'll use the buttons to toggle between these two bookmarks. Use the selection, whatever. So all these things, I'm going to put them together and show you how it is done so that it will look like what we have here. So I'll go to my dashboard. Now I will import those pictures. So I'll go to I think insert image, and then these are the buttons. So I'll import improvements, and then I'll import uh, province. So we have the two together. So I will not click on any of them. I will not push. So they are all at the same position. Now let me go to view. I think it is view. Good. When I go to view, you go to selection. You see everything on the dashboard. So I'll try and then select the two with the selection pin. Good. So I've selected the two. I'll move all of them to here. So this part. Great. And then let me bring this one down. No, undo. Right. So I'll select the two again. It's not working. Okay, no problem. So I'll come down to this point. Okay. And then select the other one. Okay, select this one. And then move it down up to this point. Good. Then I'll select all of them again and push them to the top like this. Right. So I'm going to create a bookmark. So first of all, let me try to rearrange the page. Uh, so this one, sorry. So I'll try and then bold the title for this column headers. So we bold them. Good. Then I'll move it to the same place like the other one so that they look almost the same. They look the same. Great. Now when I select this, I have the table here. So that is the improvement table. So let me rename it. So in the view tab, go to selection, you have this. So I'll rename it to improvement. Sorry, improvements. And then the other table should be province. So I'll have province, and then the image, see, when I click on this, it should change. You should put the other one off. So I'll name this image. So let me see. Good. I'll name this image improvement instead of province, so that when I click on it, I know that it will open the improvements. When I click on it, it will change to this. And when I click on this, it will change to that. So instead of province, I'll name it improvements. Improvements. And then this one, I'll name it province. Good. Sorry, let me do it well. Province button, improvement button, and province button, so that it will differentiate from the table. And then this will be improvement TBL, and this one will be province TBL. Good. Now let me bring my image back. Right. Now I'm going to create the bookmark. So I select bookmark here, and I do. So before I add it, when that means I have to off some of them. So let me see. I want to off the improvement table, so that I'll start with the province. So province, it means that it must have the province button active. So I will put off the improvement button. Oh wait. Okay, so I'll put off this one rather, so that I'll have this. So you see, this and this are now active. They are. So you see, this is province budget, and so province is selected. So I will add the bookmarks to keep that one. So this one should be province. So let me do the correction well, so that we will not confuse ourselves. So let me do this one, province, and then let me do this improvements. So province button, improvement button, right? So I have the province here. So I've saved it province as a bookmark, right? Now let me come and activate this and deactivate the improvements, and then so that I'll have this one, improvements on the screen, improvement table, and improvement picture, so that I'll add another one, which is improvement. Good. Now if I'm adding an action, I'm adding it to the improvements. So it means when I click on it, it should give me the province. Okay, so when I click on the improvements, so I'll select bookmark. So the type should be bookmark, and what is the bookmark name? So where should it move? That is the bookmark that you should move to. When I click on this is already improving. When I click on it, it should move to province. So I select province, right? And then I'll select the other one. That is province button. So let me make it active and then go to action. So I activate it. So bookmark, and when I click on this, it should rather move to improvement. Right. Good. So we are going to test this to see if it really works. So I'll off it. So I press Control and click on this. This is the improvement. So you see improvements. When I press Control and click, you should open the province. So like this, like that, like that, like that, like that. Great. So it's working. It's working. Oh, so far so good. Let's see. Next to our heading, we add a placeholder for some high impact statistics. This is why we calculated the water access and no access measures. So this one we have already calculated. If you think about it, the point of this report is to help President Lady make data-driven decisions. She needs to know how much money we will need and what problem the money will solve. So the total cost and total improvement numbers are the key metrics we want to display. Add a card with the total cost of upgrades, the current percentage of basic access to water, and what percentage of people's lives will be improved. So we are going to add this card, percentage of basic access, it's already here. And then they said total something. And then they said total cost of upgrades, total cost of upgrade, total cost of upgrade. Um, so total cost of upgrade would be total cost. I think budget is here. Okay, so the total of the budget would be the sum, right? Let's see. If I add a card, if I add a card and I add budgets, good. So that is the sum of the budgets, right? So I've done that. So that would be total cost of upgrade. So that one too is here. And then we'll have the current percentage of basic access. That one is here. And what? Percentage of people's lives that will be improved. So percentage of people's lives that would be improved. So that was what we did. I think no basic access. So they will rather, so you see these ones have basic access and these are the ones that doesn't have basic access. So by the time we finish, these people should have basic access. So they will be their lives will be improved. Let me see if that was the percentage for the number of people. Yeah, so we are talking about the number of people. Some. So this is the number of people. We are not counting just like that. We are just adding. We are adding the number of people, the population, to get that. So this is the number of uh, people that will be impacted. You can use this DAX code to add the plus to the improvement percent card if you want. So this is the DAX code they want us to. As a matter of fact, this thing I couldn't use it because I don't know what they really mean. Yes, I don't know what they really mean by improvement percent card. So improvement percent card, which one is that? So if I take a card and I put improvement on it, let me check. Um, where is the improvement? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense because I tried this and I don't know what they really mean by that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I didn't know what they really mean by this. So I took it as I think uh, that would be what I I got as 66 point whatever. Because I don't know. But then this is the final thing. So they had a pie chart here. So a pie chart with their budget. So each province and its budget. So I'll add a pie chart with each province and then the budget. Great. And then remove the legend. So I'll see something similar. I should see something similar. So let's go to uh, detail level. Yes, here. So we have category and data value, right? So we format it as a currency. So the value should be formatted as currency. Where is it? So that will be data formats, not this one. Uh, um, okay, data formats. I want this. I want to format it to currency. Yeah, right. Not so. I've been able to format it to currency, and also we will remove the title. Um, Title should be off. So I think Sokoto got 40 million. So let's continue with the format. The format will go to 0 decimal place. So it will remain like this. So I'll come and put it down here. come and put it below this one, and okay, so we will have um, I think we'll have some of these ones here. Let me try and then rearrange it. So I squeeze it a little, put this one here. Okay, then I'll move this. Let me squeeze this a little. Okay, so let me rename this to I think it should be the name of this one. Okay, so let me name it to total budget. Yes, so that it will look a little bit smaller. All right, let me place this one here. All right, good. Let me put this to one decimal place. Uh, zero. Sorry. Okay, so I'll put this to 0. Good. I think this is good. Yes. So when you click on these ones, they all reflect it. Okay. All right. Right. So I click on it to get to the default. All right. So this is so far what I have done. And let me see. I think there are so much more, or there are some that I have to add. Yes. So now we have built a national level report, but we still need to make one for each province. Use my example for Sokoto as guidance to make new pages for each province. Once you made it for one, it is simple to duplicate the pages and tweak them to tell the story. So what we are going to do is create another page for each province. So this is for the national. So let me add another one and then create it for each pro. So I would like I would like to duplicate this. So I've duplicated it by right clicking on it and clicking duplicate. So I've duplicated it and I want to change, instead of Maji Ndogo, I'll change it to Sokoto. Sorry. Sokoto. Right. Sokoto water survey report. So let me remove. Right. Let's see Sokoto reports. It's okay. It still makes sense. Then I'll remove this one because we don't need it again. I'll remove this. Let me go to selection and remove these ones too. Okay, I will remove these ones. Good. Then I'll try and then restructure the page. I'll select this, try to squeeze it a little, and then instead of this filter, I would rather, let me remove the selection pane so that I'll get enough space. So I'll remove the selection pane. Good. Then let me add, filter is already there, so let me rather add town name. Good. And let me do it this way. I don't know if the towns will be enough. I'll have to click on next. Alright. I think there are more towns. So instead of towns, let me try and do it good. So I'll try and then do it drop down. Will it work? I think the drop down is okay. So I'll do this and place it somewhere here. I don't know if I can add a title to that. Right. So I'll add a title like towns in towns. Or let's see, select town and do it small letters. Select town. Then let me make it white. Great. And let me go to the visual itself. I want to make the values white so that it will show something like this. I think there's already something there. That is there. What is that? That would be the header. No. Okay, let me remove header icons. If I remove header icons, okay. The color should be the color for the values. Let it be dark, and that for the background. Okay, no background. So effect. Okay, I don't want any background. So I will I want to get rid of what is here. I want to get rid of it. Slicer header, yeah. So alright, so I want this text to be white. Is it the values? No, the values are not. So I've placed the select town at this side, and I want to change the color to white. Don't know. I think there should be something like selected to change it to. Okay, let me change it to something. Something like this. Okay, I think this one is okay. Okay, so I'll change this one to a whole number. For the decimal place, it should be 0. Alright, so we have total budget, and then we have budget allocation. They say we should draw budget allocation. Okay, we have tables and then the total. So I want to have my two tables here. They should be here, and then I'll have, so the two tables should be here. I'll extend this so that I'll have top and down, and then I'll have my other ones here. This should be okay. Hold on. So something like this should be there. It should contain the pie charts, and then I think this is okay. 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 So I will have something like this, and then I will put the total here. Expand it to this end, and then I'll change the format. No, not the format, the display unit to none. Great. And so that will be the total budget for that particular province. So I'll format it as a currency. and then I will draw my pie chart. So this one is the donuts. Oh, sorry. So I'll deselect that so that I can draw my donuts. So I select it, and I'll add budget allocation for each. I think it will be each improvement. So budget for each improvement. So we'll have uh, budget, then aggregated. I think that is it. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Budget allocation. Okay, let's try for this one. It won't be a province. It won't be town. No, I don't think so. So it's supposed to be for six each water source or what? I think it will be water source. Yes. So the budget for each water source. So I'll try and then put it on top so that I'll not forget. So we'll have budget per water source. Good. Then I'll remove the legend. And then I will let it be only percentages. So I'll go to data labels, then only data, no, not data value, only percent. Good. I don't know if I'm correct. No, that is not correct. So interesting. I think that one didn't work. I don't know whether it's supposed to be basic water. No, not this one. It's supposed to be there's another one somewhere here. This one. Aggregated. So that one is not, it's not matching. And it's not for provinces. No, because this one is only one province. So we are looking for, supposed to be type of water source. Interesting. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so it should still be the aggregated. If not this, then it should be aggregated improved. Yes, it should be this. And then budget. So let me select average. No, so the sum. Don't have any of the 49%, 49.3%. I don't have it. I don't understand. Okay, you let me place it there first. We'll come to it. Let's move to urban, rural and urban spending. So we'll add another pie chart. We add a pie chart. So rural and urban is location type for legend, and then the budgets for values. So we'll have uh, urban, rural. Okay. And it doesn't seem like it is matching. What did I do wrong? Um, okay, sorry. Yeah, I know the reason why. So we are doing the right thing, just that the data we are seeing there is for only Sokoto, but ours is showing for the whole thing. So I'll come here and I'll drag the province for the filters on this page. So this page, everything will be filtered with what I'm going to select. So I select all. No, I select only Sokoto here. Great. So at the end of the day, I will have what they have here. And then this one too will match. So let me go and change this to um, currency. Currency to 0 decimal places. So you see it. Let me remove the legend. Oh, there's a legend. No, there's no legend. And it has a title of Rural Urban Spending. Rural urban spending. So rural stroke urban spending. So rural urban spending, and our percentage will be, no, we don't have percentage, so we are going to change the um, the details. So it shows, okay, it shows the category and then the data value. Good. So that is what we have here. Great. Great. All right. So we will have the last this one, which is improvement based on the improvement type. Okay, so let's move to that one. I will place this one. I want to place this one side by side. Interesting. So let me squeeze this a little. Squeeze this a little. So you should know that this one, when you do it, you are doing it for all, so you just duplicate. So I am trying my best to do it nicely so that when I duplicate, it will go throughout. Everything will be reflected as as we want it to be. So um, I am still trying to place them well. Good. So the bottom one should also be aligned. Good. Now let's look for that. So I make sure that I don't select anything here. Then I come and select this. I think that one will be improvement. So you look for improvement and place it on the y-axis. That should be here. But this improvement, you remember you have aggregated improvement, because what they have here is for the aggregate, because install public tabs is here. It doesn't have install one tab, install two, no. So we use the aggregated improvement. So let's select that one and bring it here and remove the improvement. And also, what are they looking at? Is it the number of them? So we are counting them here, right? So the number of drill well, the number of whatever. So that is what we have here. Good. Right. So we put that on the legend to make it nice, and we remove the legend here, and then we label it improvements, improvements. Then with the data, we come to visual, and then data labels, we activate it. It should be, the position should be at the end, inside end. Good. So that it will match with this. Right. So we have 669 and all that. Great. The y-axis doesn't have anything, so we deactivate that one too. The y-axis. So we deactivate the title, not the values. So yes. And then the x-axis we deactivate the title. Good. So that gives us this nice graph. Right. Good. So far so good. Then we add a table here. This table is supposed to contain town name, repopulation, improvement, budget. So town name, population. So we add a table that will contain town name, population. Population will be number of people saved. Good. And then wait. So town name, population, improvement. Improvement should be here. So that is a count. Number of people should be sum. Right. So you have this. Good. And then we have budgets. So we add budgets to it. Good. And then we add cost per citizen. So the budget, we rename it. Name it budgets. Then here we name it what? Population. That is the sum of the number of people. We name it population. Population. Good. So that we have a nicer and cute table. So this is how it should look like. We are left with cost per citizen. Cost per citizen. The cost per citizen we is supposed to be cost per citizen is supposed to be I think it will be cost per citizen, so cost per citizen. So it will be the population divided by the budget, right? So let me create a let me create a so I'll create a measure. So cost per citizen go like so cost per citizen. Oh, okay. So where is the measure I wanted to create? So create a measure, new measure. So we do cost per citizen equals. So we'll do this. We'll take the population of the citizen or the number of citizens. That is number of from water source. So related water source, which is okay. So cost per citizen, we are it shouldn't be a measure, it should rather be something like a column. So let me remove the measures and find out where I can place that one. So cost per citizen. So let me go to the water source table. Cost per citizen. So here, interesting. So we'll take each source, cost per citizen for each source. No, we don't want it that way. It should be cost per citizen for each province, right? Each town or each province. So let me go to the project progress again and then look at the town. So this is a town with this is a town with that. So we'll look at this one and then try to add a new column. I don't know whether it will work, but we are just trying. So let's do cost per citizen will be equal to, so we need the population divided by the budget, right? No, we need the budget divided by the number of, right? So the budget. So we need the budget, this budget improvement cost per citizen divided by the number of. So the number of people will be from the related water source and number of people saved. Great. So divided by the number of people served will give you, should give you that. Interesting. 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 Let's see if it works in our visualization. Let's try and then add cost per citizen. Where is it? Okay, let me select my table. Add cost per citizen. Where is it? Cost per citizen. Interesting. Interesting. It is not working. So um all right. So let's remove the column since it is not serving the purpose. Uh, okay, so cost per citizen is, we have to take the total cost and divide by the total population. Okay, so that is ideally what we should have done. So I've created a new measure. Let me put it here. And so we look at sum of the budget cost divided by the total population, and that'll give you the cost per citizen. So that is it. Then I come to my visualization and come and add cost per citizen to this. And I think that is what they got here. Cost per citizen. Great. So I have labeled it cost per citizen here. So let me let me see if I can add something I call specific column. Good. I want to know, I want to data formats. Good. So I'll select the column that is cost per citizen and then change it to currency. Interesting. Then the decimal places should be 0. There should be 1. I think DS is 2. So I'll do 2. Great. And then the budget too is in dollars. So I'll select budget and change it to currency. Great. I think that is it. That is it for this one. So I'll come and place it here. Squeeze it a little. So let me see. Let me change the improvement to number of improvements. So I'll change this to no. Okay, so number of improvements. Good. To reduce it a little. Then I can squeeze this a little and then push this in place. I think that is it. And then the last one, I think the last, yeah, I have aggregated improvement quantity budget. So I'll add another table, call it add aggregated improvement budgets and quantity. So if quantity, then it means we are counting aggregated improvements. So I'll count that. So that one is the counting. So 5603 and then 40 million plus. So I'll have that in place. So I can bring it here. So I'll label this budget so that the table will look a little bit smaller. So label this budgets, and then the other one I can see aggregating improvements is okay. So let me reduce it a little and pull it here. So close. Okay. Let me change this to aggregated improvements. So aggregated improvements, so that it will give us, okay, that is number of, so number, so that it will be different from the other one. Right. So we have this, great. I think that is all for this one. Yes, everything is okay. Everything is okay. So here I can place this basic water access. Can have that as part of our, then let me increase the size of the map a little. Okay. Let me remove this line. Those who have access to basic water, we are here, and no basic quarter. I want to play something else. Right. We have total budget and all that. Okay. I think total population will do. Total population will do. So total population, good. Then I'll extend it a little. Push this back a little. Then expand this a little. Good. I want to change it to something without units. So none. Good. Good. So I'll know that this is my total population for Sokoto. Although we have it in one of the visual here, but this is more visible. Yeah. So if I am in Sokoto and I select Bahari, Bahari will give me the total population. Yeah. So if I select Cheche, if I select Majengo, rural, rural, they are plenty. So if I want to deactivate that, I select it again, then everything is gone. So it's all again. Now this is what I'm going to let me do something to the map. The map, since we are talking about one particular town, we should show only that map. So I go here, zoom. So I select zoom and then zoom on selection. So I select this. I think zoom on selection is cool. Or let's do auto zoom. Good. Auto zoom. Yes. So that this is showing Sokoto. Only the map for Sokoto. Good. So I am done with this one. So let's move to, so this is Sokoto. Let's label the page Sokoto. So Sokoto. Good. Then we do that for the rest. So I'll do duplicates. They said we should do for the rest. So duplicate this and I'll go to the filters. So the reason why we did for the page, so that this filter, immediately we select Akachi and this select Sokoto. We will have Akachi map. We have Akachi. So let me write Akachi name here. Akachi. Okay. So I'll write Akachi. Akachi. So Akachi, these are the towns in Akachi. So this looks good. So every information about Akachi, total budget, basic water access, and all that. So if they ask you questions of this nature or about the particular town, you just come here and then do that. All right. So let me label that Akachi. So Akachi. So I do that for the other one. So duplicate. Then I come to filter. Then I deselect Akachi and select Amanzi. So this is for Amanzi. Amanzi. Alright, so Amanzi, we label this Amanzi. So everything about the page is about Amanzi. So you see the map nicely drawn there. Then the list is here, the towns in Amanzi. Great. Let's do another duplicate. So we need Hawassa and Kilmani. So let me do another duplicate, and then change this to Hawassa. Hawassa. Change this to Hawassa. Hawassa. So since Hawassa is spelled like that, I will try to extend this a little and then move this one a little bit closer. Move this one. Then Hawassa can stand there alone. Alright, so Hawassa, we change the filter to suit that. So Hawassa, so this is the town Hawassa, or the province Hawassa. Then we come to the next one. We change it to Kilmani. Then we change the name Kilmani. Okay. Alright, Kilmani, nice. So I label it Kilimani. Sorry, I make it capitals. Anyway, it is still Kilimani. So we have these ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have all of them, and they should all reflect the province. Okay, so each province and their data. Each province and its data. So I have all these. They are saying that we should make sure to add drill through options so you can drill through to the provincial pages from the main page. This one, I don't know, I didn't really understand the drill through, but let me see if I can do something. Where can we? So I come to the national, and then let's see if we can add drill through. So let me select this, and then it says I should add drill throughs. Drill through, I don't know, but whether I should interesting. Okay. So they said we should go. The draw through is supposed to be at the options. Um, so the options is not opening. Then we come to preview features and then make sure that we select modern visuals. I have selected it. But then the draw throughs, if you have watched the video, please, if you have understood it, try and then share it with us. I haven't really looked at it, but then if we add it to our page to be nicer, I'll go find out myself, then do that. But all that I was needing to do is to be able to do this nice dashboards. Yeah, I think the dashboard is now okay. So moving forward, I think we are almost done. Now this report is far from perfect. It is better to get report like this, whatever. So I think there's nothing to do again. We are done with the reports for project 3.